Welcome back to the Wealth and Wellness Club. I'm Chrissy Reilly, and this is Jennifer Polich, and we are real estate wealth advisors from Orange County, California.
Today we have a special guest speaker, Mark Prather. He is with Mark One Wealth Academy in Orange County, and he is going to share with us a demonstration on why real estate is the safest and fastest way to build wealth.
Take it away, Mark.
What I'm going to show you is, we all want to know this answer. How can we grow our wealth? The red chips represent your money. So let's say you put $1 in the bank. And today, do you guys know what you're going to make on it if you put money in the bank, what the bank's paying on your savings accounts?
I mean, pennies.
It's not nothing. It's like, I was just at the bank setting up a new account. It's like 0.2%.
Wow.
So anyway, I'm using 1% for simplicity.
Yeah.
But so $1, 1%, you're making 1 cent, right? Now, there are three problems with this. The first problem is, the amount of interest is not enough. The second problem is you're actually losing money because of inflation. And the real difference between the rich and pretty much everybody else is the wealthy know how to make inflation work for them, where the middle class down really, for the most part, lose the inflation battle. All right, but here's the reason I created the poker chip presentation. And the worst part of trying to save your way to be building wealth and retirement enough is this is called linear wealth growth, which means you're making money in a straight line or you're only making money on your money. So let's say we put another $1 in your 401k or IRA that goes into the stock market and you get 8% return. So here's 8. We'll go 2, 4, 6, 8. All right, way better than the bank. But this is your 401k. Now, here are the problems with putting money in your 401k. First problem is that you're getting this 8%, which that's way better than the bank, right? Now you have risk. In the bank, you don't really have any risk, but you have some market risk. But here are other huge factors. When you put money in your 401k, there's no income along the way. So in your 20s, 30s, 40s, or even 50s, not till you're 59 and a half. So that's a huge problem. Second, is you put this money in here, basically about a third of this money as it grows isn't your money. Because it's the government. You owe the IRS.
Yeah.
And you owe the state of California. But here's the third, and again, the biggest problem was trying to save your way there, is again, it's linear wealth growth. You're only making money on your money. And, when I do these presentations in hotels, and I'd ask the audience, and how many of you believe people are getting rich in their 401k or IRA? And we have 50, 100, 200 people, it doesn't matter. You know how many people raise their hand? None. Because they all know they're not going to get rich saving in their 401k or IRA. It's basically a Band-Aid. And the truth is, most people are invested heavily in their 401k or IRA for retirement because they believe it's the only way to go. They don't really know any other way. That's what everyone teaches them. And, I'm 63 now. When I started in this industry, I was 18. In my early 20s, I had my own company. As I started making money, I wondered this very question. Is it stocks and setting up a 401k or IRA, or is it real estate? And so I learned what I'm about to show you the hard way with my own money over decades. So let's take the third scenario. Let's say we take the same $1, so same investment, we buy a $10 property. So now we have $1 a year, we borrow 9 from the bank. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So the first question I like to ask is, where do you think you're going to make more money? On a $1 investment in stocks or a $10 asset? Well, I think it's obvious if you're starting from 10 times the head start as stocks, you're going to do better in real estate. So the question is, how much better? Real estate is unlike, and I mean literally, it's unlike any other investment you can make. All right. Here's why: is there's 5 economic benefits, meaning you're making money 5 different ways. So the first way is the leverage factor. So you have your $1, the bank loans you 90% in this case. Now you can actually buy property with no money down with down payment assistance, but we're using this 10%, this $1, just so we kind of have an apples and apples comparison. But I wanted to make sure people know that they can buy with literally no money down with down payment assistance and that. So in this scenario, if you borrow the money from the bank, now in this scenario we had 90% borrow. Now, even though the bank has loaned you 90% or 95% of the money, or even more than that, to buy the property, what percentage of the profits does the bank get? 0, because the bank's not your partner, right? You own 100% of the property. Now, here's my point of this: you own 100% of that property, you get 100% of the profits. So my point is this: if I loaned you 90% of the money to go make an investment in anything, real estate or anything else, would you do that and get none of the profits? You know, if you're going to put 90% of the money or more, you're going to want some of the profits. Where the banks, they don't take any profits. All they take is a small interest return today, because interest rates are so incredibly low. Now, we said in stocks, you're getting 8%. I'm going to only use 5% growth, not 8, only 5. And here's why I say only. California's 53-year historical average of appreciation for the state of California is 7.3. So we're only going to use 5. So what's bigger, 8 or 5? Well, financial planners are going to say, hey, if you put it in stocks, the S&P 500's average 8%. Real estate nationwide is average 5, California 7. 8's bigger than 7, so stocks are better. Wrong, because you're making money 5 different ways. So 5% of $1 is 5 cents, but 5% of $10 is 50. So let me show you what that looks like. So here's 10. There's 10. We got 20, 30, 40, and 50. Now, we've only covered 2 of the 5 economic benefits, and we've already blown away the stock market. But there's still 3 more to go. The next one is every time you make a mortgage payment, you have principal reduction. So, excuse me, a percentage of your payment is interest, a percentage is principal. So you're paying your loan balance down, so you're building rapid wealth that way. And because interest rates are so low, the percentage of your payment that's principal reduction is more today than it's ever been in history. And I mean, in the entire history of this country. Most people aren't aware of that. What most people think, including loan officers, is they think, well, if everybody knows if your interest rate goes down, your payment goes down. But what they don't realize is that not only does your payment go down, but the percentage of your mortgage payment that is principal is way more than it's ever been. So again, what my point is you're growing wealth really rapidly every time you just make a mortgage payment. All right, so then the next thing is we have tax benefits. Okay, now tax benefits, if you own a home, you can write off the interest. Now, if you turn it into a rental, it's even better because you can write off all the interest, all the property taxes, and best of all, you get the depreciation. Is when you own real estate, you own the land and the structure. The structure is worth a certain percentage of that property. Now, accountants will generally use about 75%. So just to give you an example, $1 million property, 75% of that $750,000. So they'll say, okay, we're going to give the structure $750,000 worth of value. You can write off that $750,000 over 27 and a half years. That's a lot of money. And so what's awesome is if you have a homeowner who wants to turn their home into a rental and they have positive cash flow, all of a sudden now they have this tax benefit they never had before, and they have tax-free income today. Try to get tax-free income today if you're not 59 and a half in a 401k or IRA. It's not going to happen, right? So that's the fourth economic benefit. And now here's the last one, is rental cash flow. Real estate is the fastest way to grow wealth for 2 key reasons. One is the 5 economic benefits we talked about here. But here's the other key factor, is the rental cash flow. Why can you collect rents on real estate and you can't collect rents on stocks or any other investment? You own the land, you own the structure, you have this tangible asset. You can sell, either you can use it, which is worth a lot of money to you by living in it, or you can sell that utility value. And you sell it to someone we call a renter, right, or a tenant, and they pay you rent. Now, here's the amazing part, is that here's the power of that utility value. If I loan you 90% of the money to go buy an asset, and you invest this 90%, and then someone else, namely a tenant, pays off the loan that I gave you. So I loan you this money, and someone else pays this loan off. Then doesn't that make this money free money?
Yep, absolutely free is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And there is no other way, no other way to create hundreds of thousands and even millions of dollars of free money. And what's amazing is, and I know you guys have been in real estate a while, how many agents do you know talking about how much free money? 65% of the people in this country are trying to get to retirement, saving money in a 401k or IRA, and less than 10% are believe in real estate as an investment.
Wow.
There's nothing to really even think about. But here's why they're doing this, is they just don't know any better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no one teaches this. No one talks about the utility value and the fact that if you're renting it, that the renter's actually going to make your mortgage payment for you. It's like free. And that's amazing. I also love what you just pointed out about the interest rates, with these low interest rates, that when you make your payment every month, so much more is going to the principal. Mm-hmm. I mean, I remember when we had, really high interest rates, and you make interest only, or you make a payment. Let's say you made $1,000 payment, and then you go and check your statement, and $100 goes to, or whatever it is, it'd be so low that would actually go to the principal, and then everything else was to interest. So yeah, that's a really great point that I hadn't thought about.
So now everyone is making their equity so much faster by paying off that principal more quickly. So their wealth, more of that, the home they own versus the bank. And like you said, the utility value, now we can have renters essentially pay your mortgage for you. Yeah. So now you're just building wealth with good credit, essentially. And,
or even if it's not a rental and it's your own property, you can't live in your stocks. You can
yeah, exactly. Right. Well, I have one other key point to share about this is that just over the weekend I read this article. Now this is the chief economist for Bank of America. Okay, so this is a very, very successful financial analyst, and this gal came out and gave her prognostication, her projection, is she said that in the next 10 years, she's projecting zero growth in the stock market for the next 10 years.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Okay, there are other economists that are saying we are looking at growth for the next decade, and I'm not going to get into all the whys of it, of either zero or very close to zero. So here's my trick question for you and your clients. Now, I just showed you the answer, okay? If there's zero growth in stocks for 10 years, and let's say real estate prices don't go up for 10 years, no growth in real estate or stocks, where do you make more money?
Real estate.
Real estate, because appreciation is only one of the 5 factors. So you're still making money 4 different ways.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
If you have a renter, you're still getting rental income. You're getting the tax benefits. So if you have a high income job, for example, and you have rental properties to get those tax benefits, right? So it's helping you in ways that stocks cannot help you.
Yeah.
And don't forget the free money.
Yeah.
The free money is really the big factor. is even if the property.
Right.
Now, would somebody give me free money to invest in the stock market?
No utility value, right?
No, I can't get that. Yeah, I know. And right now what I'm seeing is a lot of people are trying to like time the market. They're like saying like, well, it's a bad time to buy. And I'm saying, no, it's really not a bad time to buy because of all what you're talking about. There's your money is growing exponentially. So it's way better than the stock market.
Yep, it's not just the seller's market right now. I mean, with interest rates so low, people that have, didn't think attaining a property was possible is possible right now and could essentially be cheaper than renting. If they could get a good mortgage. So, and you did say people can get a mortgage with zero money down. So I think, viewers need to know that that is an opportunity for everybody.
There's also such a misconception about the 401ks that you just pointed out. People think that's the way to save. 401k.
Well, it's like the snail's way. You're just not going to get there. It's just the number of people that can retire in this country has dramatically reduced over the past 30 years because of that belief. And the 401k, a small percentage can get there. They have to be really high income earners that can save a ton of money. But even if you can, why would you? You can grow your wealth at 3 to 4 times the speed of the stock market through real estate. This shows you the moving parts. But the next step is we need to get into a wealth consultation because everyone's financial circumstance is different, meaning where they start from is different. And the other key ingredient is their age. The strategy that we use for someone, let's say that's 35, is going to be different than someone that's 55. And someone that's 55 is going to be different if they're 65. So all those factors are important to be aware of. But this is why we do free online wealth building consultations. So there's no risk, there's no cost, there's no commitment. And that's what I love about being in this partnership with the two of you and trying to really help people financially, get them on a positive path to their own financial security. And the other thing to me that's so powerful is you're literally changing people's lives for a legacy. I mean, you get them in a place where they're wealthy. Well, guess what? Their children are in a great place.
Thank you so much, Mark. That was really valuable information you shared with our viewers today.
Thank you so much. I think we can all truly say that we believe real estate is in fact the fastest and safest way to building wealth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So if you would like your free consultation with Mark, his information will be on the screen.
And if you love this video, be sure to like it, click subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our future videos, and share it along with your friends and family. Thanks again for watching.
See you soon.